I'll never forget Sarah's face during our coaching session that afternoon. Tears welled up in her eyes as she shared how her 8-year-old daughter, Emma, wasn't reading like everyone else. The homeschool co op kids were devouring chapter books while Emma was still struggling with basic text. Sarah whispered, "I'm failing her. Maybe I should just put her back in school." This conversation sparked a journey that transformed not just Emma's learning experience, but Sarah's entire approach to education. And today, I want to share their story and many others because I know so many parents struggle with the same thing and are walking a similar path right now. So let's start with the truth that often gets buried under milestone charts and grade level expectations, where there is just no such thing as normal learning timeline. Just as some babies walk at 9 months, and while others take to 15 months to walk, our children's unique learning journeys follow their own path. And yet, when we see our child struggling with something, whether it's reading, math, or even fine motor skills, it's very natural for worry to creep in. Sarah's story isn't unique. I've worked with different parents who have faced the same questions, and I face them myself. Am I doing enough? Is my child falling behind? Should I be doing something different? These feelings of doubt are real and valid, but here's what you need to know. The struggle is a necessary part of the learning process. Emma wasn't reading yet. She was developing an incredible ability to tell stories. She could weave narratives with rich characters with emotional depth, skills that many advanced readers hadn't yet mastered. Learning is rarely linear. Skills develop in bursts, often preceded by plateaus. Interest drives deep learning, and every child's timeline is unique. One of the hardest things of supporting a struggling learner is managing your own emotions. Sarah admitted to staying up late, scrolling through homeschool forums, comparing Emma to other kids, and questioning her homeschool decisions. Together, we worked on shifting Sarah's mindset. Instead of focusing on what Emma couldn't do, Sarah began documenting the small wins, the progress, the strengths, the interest-led moments of joy. And over time, she began to trust the process. The key isn't about finding the perfect curriculum or forcing more practices. It's about creating an environment where learning is accessible and engaging without pressure. For Emma, this meant audiobooks scattered around the house, a cozy reading nook, and storytelling sessions where she could shine. Slowly, her love of learning blossomed into a natural interest of reading. Sometimes, trusting the process feels like the hardest choice that we'll ever make as parents, but it's also one of the most important. Trust isn't passive waiting, it's active observation and intentional support. It's creating a space where your child feels safe to learn at their own pace, even when their timeline doesn't match the world's expectations. Before we wrap up, I want to leave you with 5 practical tips on how to support your child's unique learning journey. These are strategies I've seen work time and time again, both in my own family and other moms I've coached and talked to. You need to celebrate the small wins. Progress isn't always big or dramatic. Sometimes it's as simple as a new word recognized or a little extra confidence in trying something new. Document these small wins in a journal or take photos to remind yourself and your child how far they've come. Make sure you focus on the strengths, not the struggles. Every child has areas where they shine. Maybe your child isn't reading yet, but they love creating stories or building Lego or exploring nature or maybe even creating pictures. By focusing on their strengths, you help them build confidence and develop areas that will support their learning in other areas. Make sure you create a low-pressure learning environment. Learning happens best when children feel safe and supported, not rushed or compared. Create spaces that encourage exploration, like a cozy reading nook or a craft table. Remember, the goal is to spark curiosity, not force outcomes. Manage your own worry, Mom. As moms, our anxiety can easily spill over to our own kids. I've done it again and again, and I still do it. Take time to reflect on your own feelings and remind yourself that struggle is part of the growth. When you model trust in the progress, your child will feel that too. And finally, seek help when you find it's needed. Sometimes additional support can make all the difference. Whether it's a trusted friend, a homeschool coach, or a specialist, don't hesitate to seek guidance if you feel stuck. Asking for help is not a sign of failure. It's a step forward to building and supporting your child so that child thrives. These 5 steps are just the beginning. Remember, every step you take to support your child matters. You're building not just their skills, but their confidence, their resilience, and love of learning. If you found these tips helpful, let me know in the comments. What's the one thing you'll try this week? Don't forget to like and share and subscribe so we can keep this conversation going.